What is going on, YouTube? Thammagotcha here, and we got some more Great League battles. I know the Halloween Cup is up and running, but I've just been focusing on Great League a little bit because, it's consistently coming back. And Halloween only comes once a year, so, if you want to get better as a trainer, just continuously play as in the Great League. I played a little bit of Halloween just for fun, just to see what it's about, but it kind of takes a little bit to get into it, change around a couple things, whereas Great League's been around for a week already, and just, kind of used to it, so that is why I keep choosing to play Great League. Anyways, I'm going to jump into these battles here. I got a pretty strong team. I had Yatno, Purple Kyogre, and Poke Ecuador 86 all showcase these battles, so I'm making my own video about it. Thank you all to them for showcasing them. Really much appreciated. Sorry for the long intro. Let's get into these battles. Obscune, Skarmory, and Azumarill. Azumarill, yeah, a lot of people don't like Azumarill, but you know what? My thought of it is, you have Medicham and Sableye that both take very super effective damage from Azumarill, but can beat them. And nobody really complains about when you have a Medicham or a Sableye on a team as much as a Azumarill, and I don't get it. Like, why all the hate on Azumarill when everybody that gains rank a lot either has a Medicham or a Azumarill on a team? So, I don't know. That's just my thought process there. I mean, 2 Psychics take out an Azumarill, and not even 1 Play Rough takes out a Medicham, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys, what your thoughts on it. So anyways, we're gonna jump into these battles here. We're gonna Brave Bird left, right, good night to that Trevenant, and in it comes a Sableye, and we're up shields with an Azumarill, and that is gonna be a good game. The opponent quits the match, so double ghost. A lot of those teams running around. A lot of different teams, actually. What I've been seeing lately, though, and around my ELO range, is a Medicham, Lickitung, and Bastiodon, or double steal. That is what I've been seeing a lot. So I am running a new team, and it blows double steals out of the water. I will put a video out on it, but I'm gonna do also another video. I'm gonna showcase somebody else's team. Gonna do that tomorrow, so look out for that video. I'm excited too. I love doing the showcases. They're so much fun. Anyways, we're gonna get this Registeel to about half health with the Skarmory. Then we're gonna come in with the Obstagoon. We're gonna shield out the Focus Blast, and we're just gonna farm down this Registeel for a lot of energy. Oh my goodness. Definitely gonna shield up this Resi Plant because my Azumarill does not want to see this thing. And I'm really hoping that they no-shield this. So they no-shield it left, right, good night, Venusaur. Excuse me. In comes a Frostlass, and we pull out the Azumarill. We get to the Play Rough. They're definitely at a Shadow Ball, but they are definitely loading up on a lot of energy. I don't know how well Frostlass takes a Play Rough. I'm pretty sure they can. But the good thing is here is we should be able to get both shields. Yeah, and then we should just be able to Night Slash with the Obstagoon here. Get it low enough with the bubble damage, and from the health range we are at from the Obstagoon, we should be able to take 1 Avalanche. It's gonna be really tight though. It's gonna be really, really tight. Yeah, we do. We live, and we could probably take another Powder Stone, so that is going to be taking care of the Frostlass. GG's to my opponent there. So hopping into the next match, we have Obstagoon into Buzzwole. You don't see a Buzzwole, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. Since this thing came out, it has been pretty vacant, and in comes a Toxapex, and this is like the hardest counter to a Azumarill that there is. What do you do against this thing? Like, Play Rough does almost as much as an Ice Beam. I threw the Ice Beam just to see how much damage it did, and now I'm going to throw the Play Rough. You're going to see that the damage difference isn't that much. So I think it's more energy efficient just to go with a couple of Ice Beams, and then maybe get to a third one. Yeah, see, if I went double Ice Beam there, I could have got to a third Ice Beam, gotten this thing more low enough to where I could potentially do some more damage with a Night Slash and then not have to take 2 Sludge Waves. So if this thing was lower, I wouldn't have shielded my Obstagoon here, because I know there's a Buzzwole in the front, and if I let my Obstagoon go down, they're just gonna lunge me and then get out of there and then I wouldn't have any way to reset the debuff there on my Skarmory. So that's why I shielded the Obstagoon. Really want to get this thing low enough, and we are able to take it out, and now we come in with the Skarmory. And look at the air slashes here. They do so much damage. I don't want to get hit by a superpower, so I'm going to shield that up. They do end up lunging me, which is ridiculous. Very good play, actually, by my opponent. And in comes an Alolan Ninetales. Oh! All I needed was a shield. Shield up the Weather Ball, and maybe this game would have been a little bit different. So, Switch Clock Timer is not coming up. This Weather Ball is just going to do just enough damage where they're going to be able to charm us all the way down. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played. No point in playing that one out anymore. So I top left. Sableye lead. Great lead. Honestly, we have a couple answers to Sableye. Don't want to get hit by a return. Because if you're running Sableye in the front, there could be quite a bit of things in the back. Because it's more so used as a safe swap, you could run literally a lot of things with Sableye on the lead, and it should do some good things, unless you're met by a Charmer. That's why I was thinking, well, you gotta have a Poison type in the back. There's the Poison type. It's a Venusaur. That was a simultaneous swap, actually, which kind of sucks, because I really wish I had my Skarmory on this thing, but either way, we're going to be able to get this Venusaur nice and low, where I'm going to come in with Skarmory here and get a nice little farm down. I'm going to wait my Switch Clock Timer back out, and just in case they want to bring something in, so I don't have to wait anymore. I don't have to wait longer to bring in my Obstagoon. And it's a Registeel. Okay, this is a little bit troublesome. I have to get off as much counter damage, and I have to throw the Claw Shot as soon as I get it, because our Switch Clock Timers are a little bit misaligned here. So I have to be able to get that off, get the damage off, and back in comes the Sableye. And I'm going to throw this Night Slash as soon as I can get it. And they end up shielding that, which is honestly completely fine by me. Because now what I have to do is just air slash this thing all the way down. I can take one foul play. I can't take a Zap Cannon, so I let one go. Take it to another. I have to shield this up or I'm dead. And we got this thing quite low, where I'm thinking, okay, maybe a double Sky Attack was going to take this thing out. Brave Bird, yeah, it does a lot of damage, but double Sky Attack does just a little bit more, I think. So that's why I went for the double Sky Attack. That KOs Registeel. Skarmory, left, right, good night, Registeel. How does that happen? Who knows? Amazing lead. Triple resisting the licks, so the body slams don't do as much damage. And in comes the Sableye, out comes the Azumarill. Definitely don't want to get hit by a return. And I make a very debatable play here. I end up going for the Play Rough here, or the Ice Beam, just because I was thinking, well, maybe they want to save the Sableye, but my opponent actually makes it really smart. They already got the shield, and I tried to click on the Play Rough after they threw the return, but it was a CMP, and I've already clicked on the Ice Beam, so that's a bit unfortunate on my end. Should have just went straight for the Play Rough. But either way, it gives this Lickitung a little bit less farm, and we're still able to get the play rough off. So I don't know, it's quite debatable, but it is what it is. I mean, if I hadn't shielded there, then we could have been in trouble, because then they could have just shielded twice and just went double foul play, and yeah, could have taken switch advantage. And well, I guess Skarmory was still good against Lickitung, but that ELO Ninetales would have eaten our Obstagoon alive. So from here, we just have to get both shields. I have a couple counters in where I can get to a cross chop. I just have to get this ELO Ninetales low enough where a cross chop will KO it. So this Weather Ball is not going to KO. Figured it'd have to do 2 more charms, and I'm trying to get this guy attack, but it's not going to happen. So 2 counters, and they don't even get the second charm off, which is absolutely amazing. So we don't take as much damage, and we're going to be able to take up the ELO Ninetales, and from here, it's just pretty straightforward. We're going to take this game. GG's to my opponent there. Nice 4-1 victory. On to the next set. Oh my gosh. Shadow Grand Ball. I played a Shadow Grand Ball today as I was battling, and they brought in a Wish Cash, and then I had an Obstagoon in the back. They ran double charm. A charm on the lead, Wish Cash, and then another charm. Oh, I was so pissed. You double charm, you suck. Like, why? Why you gotta do that? So in comes the Sableye. I'm gonna throw the play rough. Maybe they thought they were gonna catch an Ice Beam. That doesn't even one-shot the Sableye, and they just get to farm us all the way down. I mean, it is what it is. So now I'm going to come in with the Obstagoon. I'm not going to shield this because I don't want to go down both shields, which is unfortunate because that return does quite a bit of damage. And I'm spamming to get out of here as fast as possible, and they're staying in, which might mean that they're weak to Skarmory in the back here. They end up close combating us, and now we get to farm all the way down. If you're my opponent in that situation, as soon as you get it, just swap out. Just swap out. And I make another huge misplay here. I go for the Brave Bird, thinking it might do more damage, but I should have tried to went for a double sky attack. For 1, to get the shield. 2, it would, if not, it would have did more damage, because now we're at a big problem here where they're able to get to a Sand Tomb on the CMP, going to be able to take us out. So maybe if we would have went double sky attack there, it would have been better for us. But who knows? Or if we didn't shield that close combat, we'll never know. Great League, Trevenant, and they bring in a Talonflame. Definitely going to be wanting throwing Ice Beam here, because Ice Beam does a lot more damage, and it's neutral damage, whereas Play Rough is resisted, and it's less energy efficient. I know it takes 5 bubbles, whereas the Play Rough gets 6, then 5. And I make another debatable call here. I end up shielding. I thought maybe they were going to go for the double Brave Bird, but they didn't. And I can't farm all the way down here. And I don't want to go down both shields, so I'm going to let this go. Oh my gosh, that does not one-shot. That is absolutely amazing. And I'm spamming the Ice Beam, thinking that the Trevenant's going to come back in. My opponent is very smart. They bring in the Medicham, because I'm at 1 HP, and if I don't quit, even if whatever, at least we get the Ice Beam off. The Play Rough would have did a lot more damage. We actually would have been probably able to farm this thing all the way down. And they end up throwing Psychic. Definitely go Ice Punch in that situation here. And I didn't throw my move because I needed that move against that Skarmory. So if I didn't have that move against with the Skarmory, they could have potentially farmed us all the way down. Whereas my Obstagoon is quite useless against the Medicham. So that is why I held on to my energy. GG's to that trainer there. On to the next one. Have to get out of here as soon as possible. I go into Azumarill. Deoxys is actually a pretty good core breaker. It can hit every single one of my Pokemon for super effective damage. So I end up shielding up the Thunderbolt, which is a great shield on my end. Honestly, you could have just Psycho Boost and dipped. But it looks to me that they don't have a great answer to a Zoom Roll. So we can actually live this Thunderbolt. So I end up no shielding it because my opponent hasn't expended a shield, so I'm not going to yet. And I'm gonna go for the next play rough. Probably gonna win Ice Beam here. That probably would have KO'd, but I wanted to be double sure. But either way, we get to this next Ice Beam. Before they get to it, they're I think Psycho Boost is double Psycho Boost is probably what they're gonna build up to. I'm gonna let this go. The Zoom Roll's done its job, and now I'm gonna come in with Skarmory and go for a nice farm down. I don't know why I waited the switch timer, but yeah, come in with Skarmory, get a nice farm, and they actually keep the Deoxys alive, and I'm going straight for the Brave Bird. I'm not playing around here. That does a lot of damage. I'm swapping out into the Goon, and we are gonna farm all the way down. Usually with the double, they're gonna run payback. Ops the Goon. I mean, if you would have came in with Ops the Goon, that probably would have been the better answer to the Skarmory, because you do live a Brave Bird, and by the time I would have gotten to a Brave Bird, could have gotten to a cross chop. It would have been close, but my opponent quits the match here. That's why all this lag is going on. And yeah, GG's to my opponent there. That's the nice thing about being able to record all your battles and showcase them. You get to play them back to look at your win cons again, and look at like what you could have done differently to maybe win a game, flip the game, win it. Instead of being in that moment all the time and going, lose this one again. No, you get to like watch them and say, okay, this is what I could have done differently. I'm seeing this team a lot. Maybe the next time I see the Pokemon on the lead, I can team read this better. So that's the nice thing. So if you don't record your battles, maybe try doing it every once in a while. You know, looking back at it, saying, okay, what could I have done better here? Where could I have improved? And maybe that'd be better. I've noticed that since I started doing this, I have become a better battler myself. So I mean, it's helped me. I'm sure it can help everyone else as well too. So my opponent makes an amazing catch on that Beware. I mean, either way, it was dead, but still, all that energy gone to waste. And now I have to come in with the Obstagoon. And I'm going to shield this up. And I think they're going to throw as soon as we hit CMP. Oh my gosh. See, I was thinking that they're running double Ghost. They're running something that's really weak to Obstagoon. Because I brought my Obstagoon in and they did not swap out. So that was why I decided to sack the Skarmory. And it was a Jellicent, another Ghost type lead. And even this thing has Ice Beam. Ice Beam is not going to KO from here, and there's no way they're going to get me down to a range where an Ice Beam is going to KO with Hex. So with no shields up, I'm just going to spam out Night Slashes, and we had some residual energy, which is why we're going to be able to get to the third Night Slash before they reach their second Ice Beam. This is going to be finally taking care of that Jellicent. Left, right, good night, Jellicent. And I do believe we have one more battle for you. Yeah, last battle here. I know it's been a bit of a longer video, but these battles were good. A lot of fun. Great lead. In comes a Medicham. And my opponent, I remember this game, my opponent is really good. Usually they throw the first one. Always, so if you're gonna shield something, I like to shield the first one now, because usually they throw the hard-hitting move on a tanky Pokemon the first time around. And then they go for the bait, and then they go for the hard-hitting move. It's just kind of like a very smart thing to do, because they pressure you into saying, hey, look, I have a Psychic, and I'm gonna knock you out with this Psychic if you don't shield. So it's kind of like a toss-up, a win-win scenario there. And we get the play rough off, but that doesn't KO. And now I have a very hard call to make. I have to keep this Galarian Stunfisk away from my Skarmory, so I end up double shielding. And even if they do want to bring it in, I'm going to be able to get to an Ice Beam, get some nice chip damage off before we go down. And these bubbles are still doing super effective damage, so we're going to get this thing at least to the yellow almost. Oh, and my opponent does some great throwing there. Throwing right on the CMP tie. Rock Slide is going to knock us out. And now we bring in Skarmory. Hello, Tropius. Oh my goodness, Skarmory totally walls that. That is going to be another 4-1 set, 8-2 all together with this team. Very strong team, a lot of fun to use actually, and thank you all three of those content creators. Yeah, no, Purple Kyogre and Poke Ecuador 86 for shoutcasting this team. If you guys haven't checked out their channels already, go check them out. They are amazing battlers, amazing content creators as well, and I really encourage you guys to give them the subscribe button too. So if you guys are liking the content, please hit that like button. Comment if you guys want to see anything in the future, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and we will see everybody in the next video.